people misinterpreting what's going on when you're having these weird feelings or these confusing feelings, these lost-like feelings. They interpret it as something's wrong with them. They say, oh no, now it's coming back, fuck, all this stuff. But what it really is just what needs to come out, coming out. So be grateful for what needs to come out of you being brought out so you can alchemize it. So you can go in there and transmute and take care of it. And transmutation, is what you need to do to purify your consciousness. Continually purify the consciousness until you have the pure metal there. That's what the alchemists are doing. They weren't trying to turn lead into gold. They're trying to get the impurities out of their consciousness, which is then allowed to be gold. So when you're having these feelings of separation, and you're having these feelings of whatever it is, anything that you're not comfortable with, let it come out, because it has to come out. You can't fight it. They're going to come out, whether you like it or not. But you have the power to consciously be aware that, okay, this is just coming out, it's alright, it's just coming out for me to deal with it, it's fine, no problem. Search for the root of it and you'll just realize, wait, there's nothing there. There's only me there. There's only consciousness there. Mind is going to do its thing. Mind is a process. Consciousness is the processor. Consciousness and mind. That's another thing I wanted to talk about too. Masculine mind versus feminine mind. This is a principle of gender. The principle of the 7 principles of Hermes is the principle of gender, but also the principle of mind, because mind is everything is mental. That's what that says basically. Everything is mind. And also says that the all is within the all. So it's just one humongous living brain interacting with one another. Like the Buddhists call it one living brain. But the thing that the Buddhists, they don't believe in is that there is a soul behind it. They say the self is just this, byproduct of randomness or whatever. There's not enough emphasis on heart there. But anyway, the consciousness and the mind is what I'm talking about. Masculine mind being the consciousness, feminine mind being the expression. So I'll use channeling for an example because it's a good example of what I'm talking about. Channeling, it has to be aware of this because this is channeling basically. The masculine mind, the consciousness, is interlinked. It's one consciousness. The feminine mind is your expression, how you choose to express that. So on this level of masculine mind is just feelings, and just when you don't know what you're saying, but you just kind of flow it out of this place, that's your consciousness. When you're searching for what to say, that's your mind. The consciousness is the newness. It's the link between all consciousness. That's why channeling can happen. Because all consciousness and all of the source of these words, these feelings which turn into these words, are consciousness. So when you're in the space in between thoughts, that's your consciousness. And then from whence arises the thoughts is your consciousness. So transmutation takes place on this masculine mind. The masculine mind is a place where you need to continually take yourself back into. Be aware that you're doing this too, because a lot of people get confused with their feminine mind and consider that themselves. But you have to be aware that there's a differentiation, although they're one, there is a differentiation between the two concepts. So when you're aware of that, you're able to continually transmute your emotions. If you have any feeling you don't like or anything at all, just be aware of who you are. And that will begin the transmutation. Just be aware of that. There's power in that awareness, because who you are is an amazing concept. Who you are, though, can't be said, it can't be spoken. It's impossible to say anything about it. You can say what you're not. You're not this body. You're not your mind. You're not anything around you. And you're everything around you that is within you. We get into the mistake of thinking that this stuff is solid. All the time we're thinking that it's solid. But there is no such thing as solidity. There's just varying frequencies of energy. Nothing in this lower frequency is our true essence. The reason that we can't see the civilizations on Venus or on Mars, for example, is because their frequency is so high that it's like a dream to us. It's past a dream. It's even a higher frequency than that. You can't see them. They're in a space beyond time. Frequencies beyond these senses that keep us trapped. So what you're doing is vibrating on these planes. You are on these planes too. You exist eternally on these planes. You've only gotten in the state of coming down here, but you exist on these planes within you. So keep vibrating on these planes, the solar plane, by understanding who you are, by understanding who you're not, and never get it confused. Don't search your mind for who you are. You are consciousness. The masculine always will express the feminine, like Father, the Creator, and Mother Nature, Mother Earth, and the Sun. The creation and the Creator. And we are that. You are that, you are that, you are that. Every last atom around you is who you are. Don't limit yourself. Don't restrict yourself to a particular belief, a particular set of ideas, particular set of behavioral patterns. That's a particular set of preferences of music or whatever, food. Stop limiting yourself with these definitions. Every definition is limitation. And remember who you are, always, when you're having this confusion. They always come from definition. Definition is always creating confusion. It's always trying to boss you around, the mind bossing the consciousness around. And it needs to be the other way, it's backwards. It's a Luciferian tactic, make everything backwards. Your mind is not supposed to be subject, or is supposed to be subject to your consciousness, not the other way around. Your consciousness is not supposed to be feeling bad because of the mind. Remember what I said, that when you're feeling these things, these confusions, or whatever it is, it's just what needs to come out of you. It's nothing bad about you. It's not you're getting lost or anything. It's just what you need to be transmuting about yourself. Understand the masculine and the feminine principle. You can always transmute that way. You can even use it to send feelings of love into other people. The consciousness is where these thoughts come from. It's like this murky place of feelings, bubbly place of feelings, and then you pull thoughts out of it. So you can send this murky feelingness to other people, and they can pick up thoughts from it, and they'll think it's their thoughts.